this is what needs to be coming out, and this is how many I need to do, and all this stuff.
Right, yeah. So like the pieces, man, the art behind it, I just look at it like, like is it a void that needs to be filled, like, out there, right? Like, I don't want to do something. I don't want to do the same thing, but most of the time it's a natural thing. So like, I get a feel for like what needs to be surfaced, and then I just put it in the form of a garment, like a hoodie or whatever it is, whatever medium I feel like using. So those pieces, it's to educate, really, man. A lot of the things that we release is like, I want you to be able to like wear it and have it be a conversation piece, but also like a timeless piece, right? So you wear something, and it's like, okay, what is that? Like, what does that mean? And then I also want you to like dig into it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna educate you a little bit. It's not boringly educating, but it's like it's at least from my perspective, it's fashionable, and then it also has like some substance behind it. So the process is really just once I understand, like, okay, this is what I want to go with, and this is what the message is, and it usually comes like just naturally. Then I figure out what the medium I want to use, and then we set a price. I don't set prices. I'm not even involved with that, like, at all. Like, I always tell people ask me like, yo, how much is this? I'm like, bro, I don't know. I really don't know my prices because I'm not concerned with that. And that was one of the things with Exclusive Doofus where I made that mistake, like trying to like juggle all of that, and I wasn't good at it because, for one, I was giving people shit like just here, and I never was making money. And my old lady was like, yo, like, I'm saying you did all that, like, where is the, like, what happened? Like, where's the money? It's like, yo, I know I had gave this to, and it's cool to do that, but I didn't realize that wasn't my thing. Plus, because like I said, I'd rather just give it to you than like take your money. Like, and I know it's a business. I know people like it's cool with paying with stuff, but if it was up to me, everybody would get this shit and like just be happy with it.
Yeah.
So then we set the price, and I usually run it through like my wife and my stepmom, and then once they confirm that, then we just put it on the site, or we build an event around it and give people an experience.
That's what's up.
Now, I mean, even and I'll see if I can find the piece, but like in particular, I mean, the one that caught my eye was like, just so we can explain out one of your pieces, explain out the Harriet Tubman and Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz piece, because I thought that was just a thought. It's a piece of clothing that's gonna make you stop and look like, what's up? Like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, most of the pieces, like, so if you look at the theme, or like if anything had to be consistently like identified with the Herd of Bison, is like we always take like the contrasting element of like things and just and then bringing them together and like in a way that people like wouldn't even like look at it like that. So a lot of those pieces that you name, like the split faces and all that's what that is. It's just bringing those two elements. So like with the Harriet Tubman and the Dorothy, and which was kind of controversial. Like, as soon as I posted that, I got some people that was like, yo, why are you putting Harriet Tubman next to a white woman and a fictional character?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And it's like, once I told the story, and they was like, I got you. Like, damn. All right, cool. Let me get one of them. But really, that basically was just looking at, you had Harriet Tubman leading the Underground Railroad, and then you had Dorothy on following the Yellow Brick Road, and they both, that's a fictional and non-fictional character, but they both had the same agenda, which is basically leading people to freedom and leading people to, well, Dorothy, freedom, those characters, freedom was already within themselves. So she was just making them, basically taking them to a place to like where they understood, like, hey, you're free, this is what you can do. And then Harriet Tubman, the real character, leading the slaves through the underground railroad to freedom. So we took both of those characters and I meshed it, and I'm not gonna lie, that was like a risky piece, because people that was like, and my wife, she was like, you sure you want to do that? Like, because with this type of stuff, if you do something the wrong way, like, people will look at that and be like, yo, they're gonna like basically associate you with that. But I think that's what fashion is, man. It's like, yo, it's like a statement piece, and then you give some history, and you have something more than just a piece of clothing that you're wearing. It's like, yo, let's have a conversation about this.
And most of your split face pieces, I would say. I mean, the Harriet Tubman one, I just think about that one because I probably had that kind of same visceral reaction. Just be like, you see the picture and you're like, it's Harriet Tubman and Dorothy. But then you read it and it's like, yeah, when you're talking about, Dorothy leading people, like even what you just said, their freedom was within themselves and helping them get out of that, and you're comparing it to the same thing. And it's like, once you get past, like, yes, I agree with you. This is a fictional character and this is a non-fictional. This was a story about a wizard and this is an actual woman leading people out of slavery. But you're still showing reverence to the woman. Like this is a story, and like the nature and everything that she had to go through. And it's like that's a deep piece, especially for a shirt.
Yeah.
like I said, that's a lot. And I said, it's one of those things. Are you ever, I guess, worried that people might be like, yo, I like that, but I don't know if I want to have that conversation every time I wear that shirt? Like, does that ever affect how you're creating your art?
No, it doesn't, man. Like, and again, the audience, like, I really want people to like understand this. Like, so like, I heard, and it's selfishly said, right? Like, a herd of bison. The world, or consumers, they buy it, right? And like, they wear it and stuff like that. That's cool. I love it, but it's really for myself. It's my way of. It's like a therapeutic way for me to just be able to function, man. So like, all these pieces and everything that I do them like for myself first. Like, so I'm not really concerned about like if someone's gonna say this and that. Like, not to the point where I won't release it.
Yeah.
Like, people that's in my ear that I cherish their opinion, they may delay that process, but if I want to get it out and it's because it's for me first, then I'm gonna release it. I never think about like what somebody's gonna say if they can't have a conversation. If you can't have a conversation, like, understand that the piece is not for you, and that's cool because there's a million other brands. You know what I'm saying? You
Absolutely.
can go to grab you a Nike hoodie and be good. There's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. It's just, but what a herd of bison is not that. It's not a Nike. It's not anything like that. It's something that's, and Nike is everything, by the way. But it's just, it's a brand with substance. So I'm not really concerned about if someone be able to hold a conversation about it, because I always suggest that people do the research about the brand, and I usually get a good treatment of like marketing about what I'm gonna do before I even release it. So I'm like, I may start like pubbing like certain things and give you like kind of educate you a little bit so that you'll be on the same track as me, like understanding where the piece came from. Or sometimes I won't even explain it, but most of the time, yeah.
Now, even with that, we're talking about coming up, you're boxing, which is a very technical sport. And you're also, I mean, this is work intensive. And then you also go into engineering, which is technical, very work intensive. What is this side piece of art, which I don't even want to call it a side piece, because it feels like I have to admit, even before, like, he brought up that you're an engineer, I did not know what you did, because I literally, like, this is a big piece of you. Does that art kind of balance things out for you?
100%, man. I mean, man, like I said, a herd of bison is for myself, It's just so cool that people accept it and, like, accept the art into their lives and want to wear the garments. But I think if nobody bought a piece of a herd of bison, I would still do it, because it's for myself, and because, every day, man, you just answering to everyone else, man, like, going to work, it's not your business. You don't own. I mean, you're a worker, and that's cool. Like, it's cool, but you don't really have any control over that. But like, to me, a herd of bison is like my own playground, and it's like, I feel like I said, like, I'm a demigod in like that world. Like, I could do like whatever I want, and no one could tell me what to do and what not to do. It's like, if I feel feel that, I release it, and that's what it is. So it's like I need that to be able to like work a 9 to 5 and deal with my family, and I got kids, man. You know, it's like if I don't have that, I might suffocate. It really feel like that.
I understand.
Yeah.
And I had issues like that, like in the beginning, like just with my wife. Like she didn't really understand like that treatment. Like I need that. And a lot of people like are like myself too. Like, you know, like you need that liberty to be able to like express yourself in a certain type of way. Otherwise, you just suffocate, man. And that's how I felt, and that's how I feel. So I need it, regardless of whether people buy it. I need to have that platform. To
Artistic expression.
right.
Yeah,
That's a
sure.
good thing.
So, oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's definitely for. I mean, there are certain details in your pieces. I think one of the most eye-catching things about it, and keep it in mind, people that even watch this show know I pretty much wear a hoodie of some type every single time, so I'm not the fashion guy.
Yeah.
But I do notice certain things where you have a lot of, like, some of your jackets have a lot of the creativity on the inside
Man.
Sure.
of the jacket. And I don't know why, but that just always speaks to me. Like, I'm always like, yo, that's dope. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if nobody see it, but do you see, like, the inside, like, the way it's layered, the pictures and all that other
map,
kind of stuff? That stuff is
green
dope.
background,
Like,
right,
that's what
man.
we like about it. But, yeah, it's that kind of stuff where I'm like, okay, this is definitely not just a... Because then if you're out and once people see this, and, like, the Houston one we out, which I love that jacket, like... and then when you see people out, especially once you like become familiar with the brand, you'll be surprised how many people you see out. Like, or you'll be on Instagram, you're like, yo, they got the Herd of Bison jacket. Yo, and such and such got that hoodie. Yo, such and such, and it's like that's just kind of interesting. You feel like you're a part of the herd.
For sure.
It's dope.
Yeah, it's really
Appreciate
it.
it. Appreciate it. Yeah, the inside, and that's like just an added, you know, layer to like the piece, you know. It's like, you know, you take off a garment and put it down, but like you take off the jacket and it's like you sit it down and it's like, yo, you got a whole image.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
more to it than like,
Yeah.
you know, because like I said, we got so many options, man. We could go grab whatever, you know, but with the Herd of Bison, man, you know, it's beyond that initial like it keeps me warm type idea that you have when you look at a piece of clothing. It's like, all right, it keeps me warm, it covers me up, but also like check this out, what's on the front too. Like we can have a conversation about that. Oh, not that. We can still have a conversation about what's in the inside too. Like it's just more layers to it. That's it, really.
That's dope. That's
I mean,
dope.
your clothes are very artistic. Even just watching you on reading about you, like you call it a streetwear brand. It looks like beyond streetwear. It looks like luxury brand.
Appreciate it.
But even with it being so artistic, are you into art?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
like what artist are you into? Because even looking at the aesthetics of your clothing, you have to be into art, given that you draw.
For sure, yeah. Different mediums, man. I'll paint a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Obviously drawing, music. I listen everything, man. Really,
Yeah, 'cause
I can't really say like it's, you know.
You did play the guitar. We talked about earlier.
Yeah, for sure. I
Attempted.
play, yeah. But I mean, you know, that's something that once I get some free time, you know, if I'm just in my room or something like that, and you know, I pick it up and like kind of, you know. But it's not something that I'm not an artist, man. Nah.
I mean,
Susan Carroll taught herself. how
I
to
mean,
play
not a
the
guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Susan
okay.
Carroll taught herself how to play the guitar.
Really?
So
Man.
hey, there's
Yeah,
hope
yeah.
for you.
When we interviewed her, she was like, "Oh yeah, I just bought a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just started playing around with it and singing." I was like, "I thought you played the guitar
I thought
for
you
like
played it for
years."
years.
Yeah, no. She's like, "I don't even know everything about it yet. I'm still trying to learn as I go."
Hey,
but I mean,
hey.
you know, it speaks to people, so
Yeah.
that's just how it
For
is.
sure.
So, what are your plans for like the brand Herd of Bison itself? I know you have. You have an install like the kind of speakeasy piece. So okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about where you guys have come from and like where you're going now.
For sure. Yeah, man. So last year I partnered up with my homie LZ. He had a space called Noun, and I partnered up, basically got into the business with him in that space and to help run it and like just progress that space. So that's my business partner with that part of the space that we have. And then inside of that space, we have the Herd of Bison Speakeasy, which is, I wouldn't even say it's a store. It's really like a vibe, man. You just come back there, and we have some special releases that we'll do, and it's only open like on Saturdays from like 11 to 6. Some exclusive pieces. So it's not like a store or anything like that, but you can come get you some whiskey, stuff like that. But it's really made for you to just come back there and just vibe out.
And where's this located?
It's in East downtown.
Okay. And what's it called again?
The Bison. Well, the front part is called Now, and then the other part that's in there is called the Bison Speakeasy.
Okay.
Conservation Hub. So, it's just a hub, man, for people to just come out and chill, like, and also for me to. I wanted to do something like beyond just like you purchasing something like online. You know, that was like, I really don't like that. And people always get onto me and was like, man, why you meeting up with this person to give them to it, just ship it to them? It's like, yo, if I can have that interaction with someone like face to face and like meet you and say, yo, I really appreciate you buying this, and I really appreciate you, you know, supporting the brand, and shake your hand and look you in the eye. That's way more valuable than like me shipping something to you and having a card in there saying like, hey, thanks for, you know, I don't really like that. So so I created the speakeasy so that people can kind of, you know, come through and like interact with me, man. There's so many cool people.